What is going on? Welcome to the live tonight. How is everybody doing? I see one person on so far. What's happening? What is going on? I'm going to wait for more people to come inside. I got some announcements to make. How's everybody doing? Welcome to my live. If this is the first time you've been on this live, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. And on this channel, we talk about geopolitics, we talk about the travel space, and we talk about geoeconomics. What's up? Salute to you, brother. The process, the journey. What's going on, Chris? It's so good to see you, Chris. What's happening? I'd like to wish everybody Merry Christmas on here. Wow, I can't believe Christmas is this soon. Wow. It's so good to see you, Chris. Let me see. We got two people on so far. Joseph, salute. Salute, brother. How are you doing, Mr. Joseph? Good to see you, man. We got a heck of a program tonight, boy. Got some good information to show you all. Oh, okay, we got 4 people on so far. Okay, good. We got 4 people that just joined the live. Okay. Um, First of all, I'd like to say thank you very much to Razor Rays for the super chat that you send. Razor Rays, if you see this live, I really appreciate your support, brother. I really appreciate your support. Thank you very, very, very much. And thank you very much for the super chat, Eric. Thank you also for the no, I'm sorry, it was the Cash App. I'm sorry, Razor Rays. Razor Rays gave a very nice Cash App. Thank you very much, Razor Rays, for the Cash App. And thank you to Eric for the Cash App. And also, I want to give a shout out to Dave. Dave joined my membership today. And I just want to give him a round of applause. You know, thank you very much for joining the membership. The membership is going to be wealth building. I'm going to be doing wealth building videos. Okay, it's going to be great. I'm going to show you how to build wealth on the stock market. Okay, and I'm going to do one every week, and it's going to build wealth for us. I mean, wealth building is extremely important. Marcus, what's up, man? What's happening? What's happening? Good to see you, Mr. Marcus. Good to see you, Mr. Marcus. But I'm going to be doing some wealth building video. It's very important. It's very important to be financially independent. I advise you all to join. It's $2.99 if you want to pay that, or $3.99 a month. That's for a month. And every week we're going to trade on the stock market. Now, I'm not let me tell you this. I'm not no financial advisor. I'm not no economist. I'm not going to be taking no money from nobody, nothing like that. I'm just going to show you how I trade on the stock market, how I make, how to make a residual income from the stock market, how to make it work for you. And you're just going to do everything that I do, whether you have E-Trade, whether you have a Moomoo brokerage account, whether you have Robinhood. Now, I use Robinhood. That's what I use to trade stocks in. But this is very, very important. It's very important, especially what's getting ready to happen in the world today, because there is going to be an economic shift that's going to happen, and you have to be prepared for what's getting ready to happen. And we're going to talk about that on the live tonight, about there are some things that's going on that you should be concerned about. And we're going to talk about, is the American empire in collapse? Are collapsing? Is the American empire failing? And we're going to talk about that. And I got some great information to share with you all. Sometimes you just get tired of doing the same old type of videos about the clock tower in Cartagena and Sasua and all this stuff. Don't get me wrong. I like to talk about females. I have females in my videos. You all met some of them on some of my shorts and things. But I think it's very, very. DC Rob. Oh, DC Rob did get his channel back. Oh, good, good. I'm glad DC Rob got his channel back. That's good. Very good. I'm really happy for him. I'm really glad that DC Boy Rob got his channel back. That's good. But again, I like to say thank you very much, Razor Rays, for the super chat. No, not the super chat, but the Cash App that you sent today. I really appreciate it. That was a really big help. I appreciate it. And Eric, thank you also for the Cash App. And I thank everybody that's been financially helping me out on this channel. No, I don't think I'll be going to Colombia on Christmas. I wish I can. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm telling you. The financial, the videos that I'll be doing on, wealth building. Let me put it like this, brother. If I would have implemented these things 10 or 15 years ago, yes, right now, I would be in Cartagena. Right now, I would be in Brazil. Right now, I would be in Ethiopia. I could be, but it takes money to be able to travel. But I wish I was going to Colombia at Christmas, but I just don't have the money to do it. I just don't have it. Yes, sir. So how's everyone doing? Everybody doing okay? Everybody doing okay? Good to see everybody again. Good to see everyone again. Yes, sir. One more thing. I will be going back to the doctor's office. I will be having a test done. It's called a PET scan for the prostate cancer. So keep me in your prayers for that. That's supposed to be January the 6th. I'm supposed to be going back in and having a special test done called a PET scan when they make you drink all this stuff, they make you drink this contrast and they turn your body into a Christmas tree. And that really, if there's anything, if the cancer has spread it or anything like that, it will show up on the PET scan. Let's see what we got. I would take Lynette with investing and buying gold. It's for stocks, no disrespect, but that doesn't pay off until you hit an old age. No, not necessarily, Marcus. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. See, the way I do it, it will create a residual income for you. Yeah, yeah. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't take long at all. It's gonna be a wealth building videos that I'm going to be doing to show you guys how to invest into the stock market and how to make it work. Because I'm telling you, I'm doing very well with the stock market right now. And I'm going to show you which ones to pick, which the best ones to pick, how to trade, whether you do, but I use Robinhood. Robinhood is the platform that I use, and they're a very good platform. So far I got 3 members so far on my channel. So if you want to be a member, let me know. And then not only that, you'll have access to me 24/7. You know what I'm saying? If something happened in the economy or something that's going on that you should know, I will tell you. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start a group. It's gonna be a wealth building group. I'm gonna start on WhatsApp. And you'll be able to contact me on WhatsApp if you have any questions about something. And like I said, make sure you do your homework first too. Okay? Make sure you do your homework. That's very important that you do your homework too. Because I'm not taking no money. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just giving information. That's all I'm doing. Okay? Let me see what's up. Let's see, market. So you get 1,000 every month, like a medical fee. You get paid like 4K a month. Yeah. It all depends on what you invest in, but I'm gonna show you the best stocks to invest in. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask you what is the best stocks. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna show. Matter of fact, I already have a portfolio already developed. I'm gonna show you what I have, and so what I have has been working. It's been doing very well. Okay. And this is no get rich scheme. It's nothing like, oh, you're gonna make $100,000 in 1 month and all that. No, it's nothing like that. This is real. Tiki, how you doing? How are you? How are you doing? How are you doing? Tinky 21. If this is your first time on this channel, make sure you like and subscribe, please. I'm only showing 5 people so far. I hope more people come. I got a lot going on tonight. I got some geoeconomic news I want to share with you all. That is very, very, very concerning. Okay. Oh, is this a staring contest? What do you mean by staring contest? I said hi. Yeah, I said hi. How you doing? Yeah, I responded to you. I hope you heard me. Okay. You said no disrespect, but those stocks pay at least in the hundreds every month, or is it like $2 a share, or just? No, Marcus, you gotta subscribe to the membership. I'm gonna tell everything in the membership. I'm gonna break down everything. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna be doing videos, one video every week, and I'm gonna let you know exactly what the stock market did that week, what is the best performing stocks of that week, and what I think is the best stocks to invest in. That's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give a lot more information, but this is for membership. So far, I got 3 people. So far, I got JD, I got Eric, and I got Dave. I want to give a shout out for those 3 people. So this is going to be for the membership because I got members on this channel that I want to help. I want to help. So you could be getting a lot of information about what's going on out there, you know. But so far, what I've been doing has been working very well. And this is something that's long term. Okay, this is not that's going to happen overnight. It's not going. You're not going to become rich, you know, in 2 or 3 weeks or anything, or buy this cryptocurrency. You know, people sell you lies, but I don't tell you lies. I tell you the truth. If you're on this channel for the first time, you're gonna get the truth on everything that I tell on here. Okay? So that's not that I'm not telling you no lies or anything. I'm not trying to scam anybody. Said, oh, you're gonna, you know, if you buy this crypto. I don't. Matter of fact, I do not deal in crypto at all. These are well performing stocks, and the information I'm gonna give about the geoeconomics, because a lot of the stocks that I invest in are overseas. Some of them not even in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Oh, whatever you want to do, Joseph, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, so I just wanted to leave that message for you all about what's going on. Like I said, I thank Dave. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Razor Rays. Thank everyone that supports this channel. I really appreciate it. Oh, one more thing I want to say is that I did shut down StreamYard. I canceled my account with StreamYard because the channel is doing okay, but it's not making enough for me to be able to pay for StreamYard. Okay, StreamYard charges almost $40 to $50 a month. And also, I got rid of, what's the name of that? Canva. Canva was another program I was using to do thumbnails along with StreamYard. So I canceled them both, until I see this channel growing or getting better, you know what I'm saying? Then I will maybe eventually get it back. But financially, it didn't make no sense of having StreamYard. I'm just not getting enough, even though this channel is totally monetized, but I'm still not, I'm still losing. I'm paying money out instead of getting money in to maintain StreamYard. I had it for a while, but I had to give it up. Yeah, I've been doing better this way and everything, you know what I'm saying? But I still would rather do it on StreamYard because I could do presentations. I showed you guys videos and stuff like that that I can't do on YouTube live stream. I can't do that on here. So I did give up StreamYard for a while until, maybe when the membership increase, when more people anticipate in the channel, then I will be able to maybe get the StreamYard back. But I don't get very many super chats. It's like the same people that do give something, like Eric and Rachel Reyes, he gave something. Chris, sometimes he helps and things like that, but it's still very low. And I just became fully monetized. So I am making some money off the ads that YouTube is giving me, but it's nearly not enough. But hopefully it's only for temporarily, you know what I'm saying, until the channel does better, until it starts doing better, start growing. I'm still a small channel. I think I got 2,200 subscribers. That's still very low, you know what I'm saying, compared to all the real big channels out there, you know what I'm saying? But I will get StreamYard back. I will get it back when the channel start growing. So if you guys want to leave a love offering sometimes, or a super chat or a gift, that would be very much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Or if you want to join my membership and get the wealth building, believe me, you will not be disappointed with that wealth building. I'm going to tell you everything that's going on out here in the economy and things like that, that we can make investments very smart. And we can buy stocks very smart. Because I'm going to tell you something, even when the economic collapse happens, they're going to be the haves and it's going to be the have-nots. That's what's going to be. It's going to be the have and have-not. Some people are going to survive it. Some people are going to survive the economic collapse. And some people are not. It all depends on which side that you're going to be on. And we're going to be on the right side. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you one example, Marcus, of a stock, what I'm talking about. Then we're going to jump into the main dish of this live stream tonight. Man, I got some deep stuff to show y'all tonight. Okay, Coca-Cola, for example. I own some Coca-Cola stock, right? No matter how bad things get here or whatever, if there's sports out there, people are going to always want to drink a soda. And the Coca-Cola brand has been around for so long, since I was a little baby. I remember my mom, used to hold me and drink a Coca-Cola, okay, when I was a little baby. People are going to always want to drink pop, drink a soda. I watched the Lions game yesterday. Too bad they lost. I was very disappointed. But people are going to always drink pop. Always. So that would be a very good stock to purchase, would be Coca-Cola. And they pay very decent dividends. And we're going to get all into that when I do my wealth building videos. Okay? Let me see. Did you get any updates on your sanctuary, Colombia? What you mean sanctuary? I don't understand what you're talking about. What you mean sanctuary? Yes, in Atlanta, Georgia. Absolutely. Yes. There are going to still be, companies are still going to perform even during the economic collapse, even though a lot of people is going to be wiped out, but still there's some people that's going to survive. You know what I'm saying? They're going to survive the economic collapse. They're going to strive in it. Okay? Yeah, that's my love place, Colombia. You know, I talked to some of my friends from there. They doing fine. I wish them a Merry Christmas. I talked to Cookie today. I talk to Cookie basically every day. She's doing really fine. Her kids is doing fine. Everybody's doing fine in Colombia. Everybody's doing really great in Colombia. And I will be there next year for sure. Probably in May, I'm going back. I won't be able to make it to the carnival. Gotta get my finances right, man. Gotta get your finances right before you can travel. You know, and I hope that things stay quiet in Venezuela. That's the thing that really keeps me up at night is Venezuela. You know, but yeah, Colombia is doing very fine. Everybody there is doing very well. I talked to a few. I talked. Let me see what's that. I talked to. I talked to Kathy. She's doing fine. Um, Catalina. I talked to her. Doing. All of them are doing very well. All of them are doing very, very well. I will see them again. I will eventually see them all again in a few months, but everything is very, 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 very expensive. So I can't go as much as I used to go. You know, so okay, we're gonna jump into the main stuff that's going around, that's going on out there. Well, I got some unfortunate news for you all. Um, the European Union is deciding to go ahead and fund the war of Ukraine for another 2 years. Oh my God. Man, that is a complete disaster. I'm really surprised that they want to continue on doing this. You know why they want to continue funding that war? I thought by now they would just would come together, and I thought they would just say, you know what, it's time to end it. But they are deciding that they're going to fund it for another 2 years. So they're about to sink even more money into this war. And right now, Europe is doing very poor right now. And I don't understand, why do they want to keep funding this war? You know, they should come together right now and just say, you know what, enough is enough. You know, we need to sit down and try to put an end to this. Check out what she said the other day. She gave a speech about what she think about how Europe is going to move forward of supporting Ukraine. This is sad.
Wars tomorrow, and we cannot let this happen. Sovereignty also means being able to choose your own future. Ukraine has chosen a European destiny that has already led to partial integration in our single market and our defense industrial base, and this is only the start of a journey. Europe's future is bound to Ukraine's future, and therefore Ukraine's future lies in the European Union. This is not only a matter of destiny, this is a core and essential part of any security guarantee framework, and we will do everything we can to deliver on it together. The third priority, securing Ukraine's financial needs. In the absence of any real intent of Russia to engage in peace talks, it is clear that we need to support Ukraine to defend itself. And that starts by ensuring that they have the necessary financial means. In the last European Council, we committed ourselves.
So that means that they're going to continue to fund this war for the next 2 years. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, already they've sunk billions and billions of dollars into this war. So they're going to sink more money into this war? Oh, my goodness. Whew, man.
To cover the financial needs of Ukraine for the years 2026 and 2027.
Eric, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you very, very, very much, brother. And I was just updating everyone. Starting on January of next year, the first week of January, I'm going to start putting out the wealth building videos because you are a member. And I just want to thank you for your, thank you. You very appreciate it. Thank you very much for your support of this channel, man. I really appreciate you. And you, JD, and Dave will be getting videos every week. And we'll start on the wealth building. I don't know what platform you have, whether we use, I use Robinhood. Either you got Robinhood, E-Trade, Moomoo, whatever brokerage account that you use. Just follow me when I'm doing on Robinhood. And I'm going to start a WhatsApp app group too also, so I can update you all and send you all information about the status of the economy, what things is going on, what I invested in, what stocks I'm buying. So basically, I'm not, like I said, this is not a get-rich scheme or anything like that. This is wealth building for the future. You know what I'm saying? This is going to help you on the long run. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you if you buy this crypto, you're going to make $5,000 a night, you're going to make $10,000, you know. But so far, my portfolio has been doing pretty well. And he said, big thanks to you. Yes, I use Robinhood. Oh, good. So you got Robinhood. Okay. Well, you on top. Okay. So basically what I'm going to do is when I do the videos, I'm gonna be doing explaining everything on Robinhood. You know, about your buying power, you know, how much money the stock is worth, how much the company is worth, you know what I'm saying? How many stocks that I own. I'm gonna show you guys the complete portfolio of what I have. I'm gonna show you all my complete portfolio on Robinhood. And so far those stocks I have has been doing extremely well. And we're gonna add more, we're gonna add more, we're gonna add more, we're gonna keep buying. So I'm not making money from you all from this whatsoever. I'm not selling you anything because you all already have the platform. You just gonna follow me what I'm doing on your thing, on your platform. That's all you're gonna do. Okay? So this will start on the first week of January of 2026 next year. But I want to say thank you for your support, Eric, Dave, and JD. Thank you very much for your membership. If anybody want to join the membership, just let me know. Like I said, it's only some are paying $2.99 a month, some is paying $3.99 a month. I think that's that's nothing. That's nothing. I guarantee you when you all go to the store Every single day when y'all buying popcorn, gum, gas, pop, beer, you going way over $2 or $3.99 a month. I mean, come on. I mean, and so look what you're going to be getting. And I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Okay?
On this topic, we, the Commission, have presented an options paper. This includes an option on immobilized Russian assets. The next step is now that the Commission is ready to present a legal text. And honourable members, to be very clear, I cannot see any scenario in which the European taxpayers alone will pay the bill. This is also not acceptable.
Well, who else going to pay that bill? I guarantee you Donald Trump is not going to pay that bill. I don't understand this. What is they doing? The troops, the Ukrainian troops are running away. They say they don't want to fight no more. Oh my goodness.
And another thing must also be clear, that any decision on this needs to be taken in line with the rules of the responsible jurisdiction and will respect European and international law. The fourth priority is, whatever the design of a future peace treaty, it is clear that much of the implementation will come down to the European Union and the NATO partners. Whether it's on security guarantees or on sanctions, financing of Ukraine's reconstruction, the integration in the single market, or EU membership, one principle has been accepted. Nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine, nothing about Europe without Europe, nothing about NATO without NATO. And the last priority I would like to focus on is one that cannot be forgotten. And that is the return of each and every Ukrainian child that has been abducted by Russia. There are tens of thousands of boys and girls whose fate is unknown, trapped in Russia by Russia. We will not forget them. There are thousands of mothers and fathers who have never stopped hoping, have never stopped fighting to...
Let me read this. Understand it, Tony. If Ukraine is taken, will NATO without U.S. really be able to battle Russia? You're talking big game, but doesn't really happen. No, it would be a disaster. It would be a disaster. They wouldn't be able to take on Russia by themselves. No, they would not. And Russia specifically said, I have no interest in starting a war with Europe. He doesn't. The only thing Putin is asking, that you respect the borders of Russia. No NATO countries on the border of Russia. That's his main concern. But no, they wouldn't. I mean, if NATO goes to war with Russia, it would be a big mess. It would be a big mess. And then they would be sinking more and more and more and more money into a black hole, basically. It does not make any sense. Ukraine has lost the war. They lost. And what they should be doing is right now, they should be like, okay, let's sit down with Putin. Let's sit down with Zelensky. Let's sit down with the European Union and say, how can we fix this? But what she's talking about doing, let's just keep on fighting. Let's keep on supporting. Let's keep giving money. And they have lost so far billions of dollars that's already been sunk into this war. and more people is going to get unalived. A lot more people. There's people right today, every single day that this war drags on, more people are becoming unalived. And that's the part that I'm really concerned about, is human lives. But yeah, you're right, Chris.
Bring back their children, and Europe will never give up in helping to make that happen. Honourable members, the days ahead are fraught with danger. First and foremost for the people of Ukraine, who continue to face the daily barrage of attacks. Yes, the situation is complex. Yes, the situation is volatile. Yes, the situation is dangerous. But I believe there's also an opportunity here to make real progress. So far, we have seen no signs from Russia of true willingness to end this conflict. So we have to...
You have to get together and say, hey, we want to stop this war. We have to come together and we have to sit down and make out a plan, a peace plan. And one thing I give credit to Donald Trump for, he has been trying to do a peace plan. But Ukraine has already lost the war. There's nothing even left. And to keep fighting, to keep fighting, to keep fighting, it's not going to solve anything.
Keep up the pressure on Russia. But it is also our duty to engage with any and all efforts that can bring about a just and lasting peace. We know it will not be easy, but we have to find a way to move forward. We have to find a way to stop the killing, to help Ukraine rebuild and reconstruct, to return the children and reunite families. We have to find a way to provide lasting security for Ukraine and for our continent as a whole. And above all, honourable members, to forge a better future as a European future and for Ukraine. Long live Europe. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yep, that's the only thing I see, man. I don't see no end to this. This is going to continue and to continue and to continue. It's going to continue. It's not going to stop. That's too bad. That's really too bad. Let me see what else I got for you guys today. Well, I got some economic news from this side. Canada is getting tired of the U.S. They're getting tired. And Canada has made a significant energy deal with China. Okay? Particularly involving crude oil experts and Trans Mountain Pipe. They want to build a new pipeline from Canada to Asia to China. The reason why they're doing it is because the tariffs that the Americans has put on Canada, they say they got to look elsewhere to do business now. That's another problem in the economic collapse.
This is an important day for Canada's workers. We know the world's changing. We know that this decades-long process of our ever closer economic relationship between Canada and the United States has ended. And as a consequence of that, many of our strengths have become our vulnerabilities, particularly in those industries that are most tightly integrated with the United States. Headline, last year, 75% of our exports went to the U.S. 90% of our lumber exports went to the U.S. 90% of our aluminum exports went to the United States. 90% of our steel exports when they're all bound for a single market that has changed. Overall, for the Canadian economy, we estimate that U.S. tariffs and the uncertainty that they're creating will cost Canadians around 1.8% of GDP. That's about $50 billion lost from
Good
our
evening. How are
economy, or the
you?
equivalent of $1,300 for every Canadian. And this is happening fast. It's a rupture, which means that our economic strategy needs to change dramatically and rapidly. And that change is in budget 2025. Our plan to confront these challenges and emerge even stronger, to move our economy from reliance to resilience, and to give ourselves far more than any foreign nation can ever.
Yeah, Canada has had enough with the U.S. They're deciding to take their business to China. So we are making mistakes here also. We are making big mistakes here. Because I remember Canada used to be one of our really closest trade countries that we did trade with, you know. So now they're starting to distance themselves from the U.S., you know, to other markets now. That's a bad, bad, bad sign. That's a bad sign. And the tariffs that he's doing is pushing people away from us. It's pushing people away. And not only Canada, but South Africa has done the same thing. Because they feel like they're being bullied. They feel like they're being bullied, and you can't bully people to make them do what you want them to do. Because eventually what happens is they rebel. They rebel.
Take away. This.
Hold on for a second here. Well, let me tell you this. South Africa the other day, President Ramaphosa said that South Africa is leaving the dollar and joining the yuan. About a week ago, South Africa just integrated their bank with the cross-border interlink payment system called CIPS, which is part of China. So instead of them doing trade basically with the dollar, now they're going to do trade with the yuan using a cross-border interlink payment system called CIPS. So you're seeing what's happening is more and more countries are doing trade, not necessarily with the US dollar anymore, but other ways of doing trade between each other. But you can't, the problem is you can't bully people to make them do what you want them to do, because they're not going to do it. So the US dollar is in big, big, big trouble. All those dollars are going to go come back to the US and flood us with hyperinflation. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what's getting ready to happen. Because now you have Canada, one of our largest trading partners, saying that they want to do trade with China. So each time that we bully, that we attack people, other countries, it's pushing them in China's arms. That's what's happening. And here's the story I want to tell you about what's happening in South Africa right now. Because I don't know if you guys remember, South Africa was being accused of genocide, white genocide of the farmers. Okay? They say that South Africa was killing white farmers, which is not true. President Ramaphosa came over here and he sat down, he talked to the Trump administration saying there is no white genocide that's happening in South Africa. It's not happening there. Okay? He brought an entire team from South Africa to prove to him his whole finance team, his people, members of his cabinet, everybody was here trying to convince him that he's getting the wrong news. But it just seemed like South Africa just constantly is being picked on. So they decided to say, you know what, we had enough. We're gonna start trading in the Chinese yuan, the renminbi. And they have that is the first African bank that connect their bank to the cross-border interlink payment system called SIPS, which it will be able to pay everything in the Chinese yuan. China is taking over, man. The more that we bully, the more we push people, the more we send them over to China. I want y'all to listen to this.
Why are we using US dollars to buy from our neighbors? Have you ever been bullied before? Or if you ever perhaps witnessed somebody being bullied by somebody and you think of it, but why are you letting them bully you? Because they're not better than you. They're not that much stronger than you. You know, why are you allowing them? Because don't you think when you allow them to do their things like that, they very slowly feel comfortable? Because that's how humans are. Sometimes you say, okay, I'm going to stay quiet. I'm not going to react to what they just did. Hopefully they're going to correct themselves. But unfortunately, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I think in most cases, when somebody goes out of line, you need to straighten absolutely immediately. You need to make sure they understand they cannot cross the line. Because when you allow people to cross the line one time, they make it the new standard. They try one time, you don't react. They go maybe to flirts. The second time they try, you do not react. That's your new standard. If they speak to you sideways with no respect, they don't acknowledge you as a human being in a way you feel they should have, they're going to continue doing that all the time. Now, South Africa's pushing, fellas. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good. South Africa's pushed back. South Africa is going from now on to trade with China in war. Congratulations. Not in dollars anymore. Congratulations, big up coffee. You get to big up coffee on this one. So the South African government, after being bullied many times, I mean, look at them at the White House, justifying themselves after being accused by Donald Trump of genociding white people. I mean, they say they're killing white farmers, and the government is not necessarily behind it, but the government is not doing anything to stop it. But it's a lie.
There's just no genocide in South Africa.
And the government is not involved. South Africa is a victim of crime. There's a lot of crime happening in South Africa. And the crime, is it affecting white farmers? Yes. Is it bad? It's very bad. Does it deserve attention? Absolutely. But are the criminal only targeting white farmers? Absolutely not. So black farmers are being killed too. And black people are being shot in the street. So South Africa truly has a problem that is criminal, which has nothing to do with the government. Now, Donald Trump has been pushing South Africa for quite some time. And like I said, sometimes you let things go, but you get to a point where you say, you know what, thank you very much. I think we've crossed the line right now. Even if you're stronger than me, even if you have possibilities more than I have, even if you have longer arms, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to allow you to push my mother like that. Not in front of me. You may have the biggest bicep in the world. You may have the thickest legs in the world. I'm not going to allow you to disrespect my parent in front of me. I don't care how weak I am. South Africa's Standard Bank became the first African bank to integrate directly with China's cross-border interbank payment system. It's called the SIPS. What is SIPS? SIPS is basically a payment system that allows banks from different countries to interconnect and send secret messaging, meaning allowing the other bank to know exactly how much money you want to transfer.
Direct participant of SIPS. So it'll be quicker, and it will be less expensive.
Why was SIPS created? SIPS was basically created to counter SWIFT. You remember SWIFT? This one here? SWIFT was founded in 1973 and provides secure messaging for international financial institutions. So nearly all banks in the world use SWIFT.
I just want to tell you guys just a little bit about SWIFT. The SWIFT system is a, all payments that country does between each other is done in the SWIFT system. Okay, that's the dollar system that they use for the SWIFT. Okay, like when you use your credit card, when you pay for something, it goes through the system called the SWIFT. Okay, and what they have done is they have weaponized the SWIFT system.
Basically, what is SWIFT? In a very simple word, SWIFT is basically what allows you, if you live in Portugal, to send money to your mother in Nairobi. Okay, if you live in Japan, to send money back to your cousin in Lagos. That's SWIFT, sending message via electronics, going from bank to bank, intermediaries back to your person. That's SWIFT. If there is no SWIFT, you literally need to go physically with the cash and give your mother. That's what SWIFT. SWIFT is very important. SWIFT tells about 11,000 institutions across the world that are interconnected. Now, the majority of banks in the world are part of SWIFT. That's what enables you to go onto your computer, tap a few words, and make a transfer to somebody. It's because of SWIFT. If you have no SWIFT,
Right.
you cannot do any transfer. Now, unfortunately, SWIFT uses US dollars because the US is the big boy and the dollar is considered as the world currency. So if a country wants to buy goods from another country, let's say your country is Kenya, you want to buy goods from India, you will not buy your goods using Kenyan shillings. What you have to do is you have to change your Kenyan shillings to US dollars, then buy petroleum from India or Russia. Yeah, I mean, you and India or Russia can deal directly using Kenyan shillings or Indian rupees, but you can't do that. You have to use US dollars. So that's create dependency on US dollars. And by you being dependent on US dollars, what happens to the US dollars? The value of the US go up. So everybody wants US dollars. It is in demand for Forex. Matter of fact, every country in the world needs to keep some US dollars in the bank, in the reserve, that enables them to do exchange. So if a country need to buy something from the next country, they have to use US dollars. If Kenya need to buy from Somalia, they can't use shillings, they have to use US dollars. I mean, look at Ruto here saying that why are we using US dollars to buy from our neighbors?
Why is it necessary for us to buy things from Djibouti and pay in dollars? Why? There's no reason.
Why would a person from Togo use US dollars to buy merchandise from somebody from Benin? It makes no sense. Why don't you just use local currency? Or let me say Togo from Congo. Why don't you use African? Now, that gave America a lot of power, okay? Now, unfortunately, they've used the US dollars and SWIFT as a leverage against many countries. Basically, it says, if you don't do things the way we want you to do, we cut you off SWIFT. Cuba, in the 1960s, when the Cubans decided they didn't want American business in Cuba, they wanted to work for the Cuban.
Okay, yeah, but that's what I just wanted to tell you guys is that the SWIFT system is used they weaponize it, and there are other countries are getting away from it, and they're joining the BRIC system, So that's another problem. I don't know. Yes, sir. So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. Let me see. Do I have any other thing I understand the tone is Ukraine? Okay, I seen that message already. Yep. Hey, you guys still with me? Anybody still out there? Everybody been quiet. Everybody's go quiet. I know everybody probably watching football or something today too. It's good to see you too, Easy. It's good to see you. I hope you guys like this subject today, man. I just wanted to bring some more information for y'all so y'all can use. I just wanted to bring y'all some more information, man. But we need to get prepared for what's coming. That's all I'm saying. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, that's great. You're going back to Colombia. That is terrific, man. That's cool. That is great. I can't wait to go back to Colombia too. I probably won't be back there probably like around in May. I really would love to go to um the carnival, the Barranquilla Carnival, but I probably won't be able to go. Everything's just so expensive now. Everything is very, very expensive. Yeah, the plane tickets, everything going up. Everything is up. Food is up. People right now, matter of fact, the gas prices has went way up. Everything's going up. Gas prices going, well, not the gas price for the car. I mean, natural gas for in the house has went up. Electricity's went up, utilities, everything's going up, man. But guess what? Your pay is not going up. Yeah, because the dollar is becoming more and more irrelevant. That's the information that I'm trying to give you all. That's the information I'm trying to give. And you know what I noticed too? The dollar compared to the Colombian peso, it's not worth that much like it was. It's like I think it's like 2,000 and some dollars. Let me see what. Hold on. Let me look on the computer to find out the peso and the dollar. Let me see. Peso and Colombia. Let me see. Oh, it went up again. Okay, man, it really fluctuates a lot. It's like $1 is worth 3,791 pesos, Colombian pesos. I remember one time it was down to 2,000. Man, it really fluctuates. That's a big difference. Okay. Downtown Willie Brown. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. How you doing, Willie Brown? I was just thinking about you today, Willie. How are you, sir? How are you? How are you, Willie Brown? I was just thinking about you today. You say I have the Swiss franc. Okay. How much is that worth, Easy? How much is the Swiss franc worth? Downtown Willie Brown. It is so good to see you, sir. You said the Swiss franc, I always sell for more. Okay. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Willie Brown, for the super chat. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Yeah, Easy, I got some bad news to tell you. I did get rid of StreamYard. I got rid of it. I got rid of it. But what really keeps me up at night, though, I'm gonna tell you something that really scares me, this financial information I'm giving you all, is that if the US lose its reserve currency status, it would be very bad. And that's the information I'm trying to give you all because more and more countries are going around using the US dollar. The more Trump threatens to punish people using the monetary system that way, the more people are going to go to the other side. Thank you. Yeah, I catch you too, Willie Brown. I will be back in Colombia pretty soon. But thank you so much for your support, Willie. You always support me, man. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate y'all, everybody on here, man. But the next one I'm going to show you guys before I get off this live is that within a few years, I don't know how many years, but if the U.S. loses its reserve currency status, then we really going to be, we are not going to have the benefits of the dollar anymore. That's why I bring y'all this information. Because in order to travel abroad and be able to live abroad, you got to have a strong U.S. dollar. I'm going to be moving out soon, and I hopefully get to be traveling a lot more if everything goes smoothly. Yeah. I used to travel more. I used to go to Colombia at least twice a year, easily. But ever since inflation is the way it is, I only can be able to afford to maybe go once. I want you guys to hear this. Now, this is very important that you guys need to learn this about how important the reserve currency status of the dollar is.
Buy oil, coffee, or electronics.
Hold on, here we go.
The United States just lost a war it didn't even know it was fighting. While Washington celebrates military victories and economic growth numbers, the real battlefield has shifted to something much more dangerous: the war for the global payment system. This week, something unprecedented happened in the shadows of international finance. Brazil quietly activated the BRICS bridge system, and for the first time in 80 years, major economies completed cross-border transactions without touching a single US bank. The American media is not reporting this story, but I can tell you, as someone who spent decades inside the system, this is not just another trade deal. This is the financial equivalent of splitting the atom, and the explosion is coming. You see, the United States has enjoyed what we call monetary imperialism for nearly a century. Every time you buy oil, coffee, or electronics anywhere in the world, those transactions flow through New York banks. Washington collects a tax on every trade, every investment, every breath of the global economy.
Right.
But that monopoly just ended, and most people don't even realize it happened. My name is Paulo Nogueira Batista Jr. I served as executive director at the International Monetary Fund. I sat across the table from finance ministers of collapsing nations. I know how empires fall. They don't collapse from outside invasions. They collapse when their money stops working.
Yep.
And the American money is about to stop working. Let me explain what happened this week in Brazil. President Lula signed an executive order that sounds boring to most people, but this order just declared independence from the US financial system. Brazil can now trade directly with Russia, China, India, and South Africa using our own central bank digital currencies. No dollars, no SWIFT system, no permission from Washington. Think about what this means. When Brazil sells soybeans to China, we no longer convert our reais to dollars first. We settle the trade instantly using blockchain technology backed by our central banks.
Right.
The transaction is faster, cheaper, and completely invisible to US regulators. For 50 years, America's greatest weapon was not their military, it was SWIFT, the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. Every international bank transfer in the world flows through this Belgian company controlled by the US Treasury until now. The BRICS bridge is not just an alternative to SWIFT. It is a declaration of war against monetary colonialism, and it's working. In November 2024, Russia and China settled $20 billion in bilateral trade using this new system.
$20 billion. they use this new system called the BRIC system between China and Russia. So this technology is spreading all over the world. So you got countries that are doing cross-border trading without the use of the US dollar.
In December, India and Brazil completed energy transactions worth $15 billion. By January 2025, South Africa joined the network. The numbers are still small compared to the global economy, but remember, every revolution starts with small numbers. The internet started with a few university computers. Bitcoin started with a pizza purchase. The BRICS payment system started with 5 countries, but it will not stay at 5. You want to know why Washington is panicking? Because they can see the mathematics. Currently, 85% of global trade flows through the dollar system.
Yep.
The US collects what economists call seigniorage, a hidden tax on every transaction. This tax generates roughly $100 billion per year in pure profit for the American government. But as more countries join the BRICS bridge, that percentage drops. When it drops below 50%, the dollar loses its reserve currency status. When it drops below 30%, the American economy enters a death spiral.
That's what I'm saying. If it drops below 30%, we are finished, man. We are done. If that drops below 30%. And you got more and more countries are using this new digital payment system.
Process has already begun. You see, the United States made a catastrophic mistake in 2022. When they froze Russian central bank reserves, they broke the most important rule of international finance. They weaponized what was supposed to be neutral money. For decades, countries kept their reserves in dollars because Washington promised those reserves were safe. They promised the dollar was apolitical. They promised that global trade was separate from American foreign policy.
Good to see you.
Overnight, they broke that promise. They told the world,
I'm just here giving some economic information for y'all to use to get, that's all I'm doing, man. I'm trying to teach you guys, to be prepared for what's coming. We need to be prepared. I'm telling you.
if we don't like your government, your money disappears. Saudi Arabia saw this, the UAE saw this, even Germany and France saw this. They realized that keeping their wealth in dollars was like giving a gun to someone who might shoot them later. So they started building alternatives, not out of hatred for America, but out of fear of American power. The BRICS bridge exploits this fear brilliantly. The system doesn't require countries to abandon the dollar completely. It just gives them options. When you have options, you have leverage. And leverage changes everything. Let me tell you what happens next. The BRICS system will expand beyond the original 5 nations. Turkey has already expressed interest. Saudi Arabia is conducting...
Well, you already just heard what happened in South Africa, right? They're using the BRICS system and they're using the CIP system. And then you have other African countries are doing the same thing.
Pilot tests. Even European allies are quietly exploring backup systems. Each new member makes the network more valuable. Each new trade route reduces dependence on the dollar. Each successful transaction proves that the American monopoly can be broken. But the real genius of the BRICS bridge is not the technology, it's the psychology. For 80 years, the world believed they needed America's permission to trade with each other.
Let me see. Okay, somebody just asked a question. Let's see. Do you believe in human rights? If so, do you believe an abortion should be abolished in the U.S.? Wow, that is a good question. That is a very good question. Me personally, I don't believe in abortion. I'm talking about me. Like this channel is more geoeconomics. I don't really deal with those type of subjects like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're too personal. But I do believe life is sacred. I do believe that. Do I believe in abortion? No, I don't believe in it. I see, because I'm in the medical field, and no, I feel that life is, is sacred, and I don't subscribe to that. Yeah, I believe in what women's rights too. I do believe in that, and um, but that's a very touchy subject, though. I mean, we can go on and on and on about it, about abortion or anything like that, though. But let me put it like this: if I met someone and we had a child together, I won't. I couldn't. I won't want an abortion. No, I would do everything to bring that child into it because one thing you have to understand is that we all was born the same way. You know what I'm saying? And someone could have took the same thing to me and said, well, you know what? I don't want to be bothered with me and delete me just like that. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Okay, so women's rights to end development and growth of another being. Wow, you hit me with these hard questions. You know what? I believe that a woman has a choice, but the child has a choice too. I mean, who's going to advocate for that child? You know what I'm saying? So, like I tell you, do I believe in abortion? No, I don't. You know, but if you want to get into what the woman thinks or what she should do, that's a totally different subject. Right, Dr. Patient Comforted. Right, I do believe that's her body. Wow, people asking all these crazy questions. Do you support the death penalty? I'm going to be honest with you. I do support it and I don't support it. The reason why I don't support it is that there have been innocent people that have been killed. I mean, unalived from capital punishment. People, matter of fact, not too long ago, there was a guy that they actually found that didn't do the crime. And the prosecutor came back and tried to convince them that she made a mistake, that this wasn't the person that did the crime. They still executed them anyway. And there are some people who should get it. There are some people who should get it. Yeah, you're not going to tell your friend what to do. Why? You can't tell nobody what to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't just tell nobody what to do. But I've heard cases when women have had abortions and didn't tell their boyfriend that they had it. I'm glad you enjoy my information, but because it's going to happen, the economic collapse is going to happen. It's going to happen. And a lot of people are not going to be prepared for it when it does. Because they're making very, very strategic mistakes as we speak. You can't bully people. You can't make them do what you want them to do. Only thing you're doing, you're pushing them to the other side. That's what you're doing. Okay, if your friends, let me see, if your friends say that she doesn't want her 6-month-old anymore, and she is going to buy her 6-month-old in the backyard, you're not going to tell her. Yeah, I would tell her not to do it. No, I would tell her not to. I don't care what stage the baby, I would tell her not to. I'm against it. That's what I'm trying to do on this channel, Morgan. That's why I'm giving you all this information about the monetary system. Because it's going to affect us eventually. It is. And when this happens, I'm telling you, it's going to be bad. When that reset happens, everybody gonna be like, oh my God, oh, what are we gonna do? What? You know, it's happening as we speak. Would it happen? Would the whole thing happen tomorrow? I don't think so. Will it happen next year? I don't know. Will it happen? Yes, it will happen. Say it's none of my business if a mother buries a 6-month-old child in the back. Oh, I don't know about that now. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That's a bit too much there. Yeah, no, no. But I'm telling you, we are in financial trouble, this country right now. $34 trillion in debt. And we can barely even pay the interest of that $34 trillion. We are in trouble.
The BRIC system proves that permission was always an illusion. Brazil doesn't need Washington's approval to buy oil from Russia.
No, they
China
don't.
doesn't need New York banks to buy soybeans from Argentina. India doesn't need SWIFT to pay for Iranian energy. We just needed to build the infrastructure to prove it. The United
Yes,
States will try to stop this system. They will threaten
it
sanctions
is.
against any bank that
It
uses
is.
BRICS bridge. They will pressure allies to reject the technology.
Because what they don't realize that they're doing, this is the problem. What they don't realize that they're doing when you bully other countries like Venezuela, okay, they're a good example. When you bully other countries and confiscate their oil tankers and tell them what to do and not to do, that pushes them to the other side. That pushes them to the other side. Oh, thank you very much for the gift. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Let me read some of these comments. I'm not a pro death penalty. You know what? I'm not for the pro death penalty, but there's some people that do some crimes out there. I'm telling you the truth. I'm against the death penalty, but sometimes there's people that do things they just seem like they deserve it. They deserve it. I just heard some things that people do. I was like, no, 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 no. Look what happened to Rob Reiner, what his son did to his father and mom. Rob Reiner. You heard of Rob Reiner, the movie producer? He's a well-known movie producer. Rob Reiner. He did a lot of movies and director. Matter of fact, if you guys watch All in the Family, Carol O'Connor was Archie Bunker used to call him Meathead. that show was hilarious. All in the Family. That was a that was a hilarious show. But I would never look at that show the same because Rob Reiner's on there. Back in his younger days in the 70s. The son that he brought into the world, the son that he brought into the world unalived him and his mother. Do I think he deserved capital punishment? Yes, I think he does. I'm sorry. What do you mean, does this apply to a 1 year? I don't understand what you mean by that. Everything, I think, you know what? I think every life matters. Every life matters. Every life matters. I bet you, Calvin, they probably did that back in the days. They probably did. But it's against the law to do that now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they will be breaking the law, right? Because how do you know that that mother didn't do anything to harm that child? You know what I'm saying? So you hiding the evidence. So what do you mean 6 month old or 6 month pregnant? You know. But I just think life is sacred, no matter who. Life is sacred. Okay, guys. To me, life is sacred. I don't believe in abortions. Me personally. Let me see. Right though, someone above said that if the mother doesn't even the baby, then the statement is to be a logic extreme. Yeah, supposed to be a derogatory statement, right? A derogatory statement. A 6-month-old born human baby. Yeah, yeah. The difference is a child was born, absolutely, but if not born, the body. That's your abortion should be an option. Wow. Okay. Okay. Right. That's right. That's why I believe all life is sacred. I do. I do. I believe all that. Because I always remember you came here the same way. All of us did. There's no shortcuts. And somebody could have made the same decision about you. Just imagine if somebody would have made the same decision about you to take you out of here, take you out of the world. Just imagine somebody would did me the same way. I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be doing this live with you all right now. You see what I'm saying? Yes, I believe in the right of every human being, no matter how old it is. Whether it's in the stomach, whether it's out the stomach, that's just my belief. Absolutely. I agree with you, Morgan, on that. Right, right. But just think about it before you have an abortion. Just think about it. Somebody could have done the same thing to you. You wouldn't be here on this live right now. You wouldn't be here on this live. But everybody has to live with the choices they make. You know what I'm saying? We all have to live with those choices. And sometimes those choices are not the best choices.
They will claim it threatens global financial stability. But here's what they cannot do. They cannot offer a better alternative because the dollar system was never designed to be fair. It was designed to extract wealth from the global economy and concentrate it in New York and Washington. The BRICS bridge was designed to be fair. Transactions are settled at market rates without hidden fees. No single country controls the network. No political conditions are
Yeah,
attached
you're
to
right.
financial
It's
services.
called responsibility.
Which
Yes.
system do you think the world will choose? I have spent my career studying how financial systems rise and fall. The pattern is always the same. First, the old system becomes exploitative. Then, alternatives emerge. Finally, the alternatives become dominant. We are currently in phase 2. The alternatives are emerging. Phase 3 is coming faster than most people realize. Because this is not just about economics. This is about dignity. Every country in the world is tired of asking Washington for permission to trade with their neighbors. Every finance minister is tired of converting their national wealth into American debt. The BRICS bridge gives them a path to independence. And once you taste independence, you never go back to slavery. The American empire will not collapse overnight, but it will lose its most important weapon.
Absolutely,
the ability
Morgan.
to
Yes.
control global money. When that happens, the world will look very different. Countries will trade based on mutual benefit, not American approval.
Yeah, you have to be responsible. Absolutely. You say right because people, yeah, you pay. That's true. Absolutely. I guess we're talking about abortions and stuff now instead of the monetary system. It's okay. It's okay. You pay. That's true. You said people want to have, yeah, have it free without the consequences. Yeah, everything has consequences to it. Everything does. It does. And one thing, I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't imagine having a child and not taking care of it. I could never do that. I could never know that I have a child out there that I haven't taken care of. That's why you gotta be careful who you lay down with, man. I couldn't have another man taking care of my daughter or taking care of my son. Especially when you hear all these crazy stories, how crazy people are. That's why you have to take responsibility for your actions. If I had a baby in Colombia with a girl, I would have to find some way of living down there with her to help her take care of that baby. I couldn't, if just imagine if I'm here and I'm talking to my girlfriend or wife, whoever I have in Medellin, and I'm talking to her on the phone, the baby screaming and stuff, needing milk and hungry. That would just, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I wouldn't even be able to sleep at night, man. I would have to move down there or either bring her and the baby here. If I can't live down there, then her and the baby's coming here. They shouldn't. But unfortunately, you got a lot of irresponsible people out there. Yeah, you better be responsible for that life. I would be responsible for that life. You have to be responsible. There also is another side is that at child support, man. Whew, wow. Thank God I never had to deal with that, but I would never hope I never have to deal with that. Like I said, you just have to be, be responsible. Just be responsible before you lay down with anybody. Just be responsible. I'm gonna play a half of this video and then.
Central banks will diversify beyond dollar reserves. The global economy will become multipolar, not unipolar. This transformation will be messy. The United States will not surrender their monetary privilege peacefully. They will create chaos to protect their system. Wars, sanctions, and financial sabotage are all possible, but the
Absolutely.
outcome is inevitable. The BRICS bridge has already proven that alternative payment systems work. Once the proof of concept exists, the expansion becomes unstoppable. You are witnessing the beginning of the end of the dollar empire. The bridge is built, the traffic is flowing, and there is no road back. The only question now is how quickly the old system will collapse, and whether the new system will be ready to replace it. Based on what I've seen in Brazil this week, the answer to both questions is much faster than anyone in Washington realizes. But let me tell you about the technical details that Washington is desperately trying to suppress. The BRICS bridge doesn't just process payments, it completely reimagines how international money works. Traditional SWIFT transfers take 3 to 5 business days and cost between 3 to 7% in fees. The BRICS bridge settles transactions in real time for less than 0.1%.
Wow.
When Brazil buys oil from Russia, the payment arrives in Moscow before the tanker leaves the port. More importantly, every transaction is recorded on a distributed ledger controlled by all 5 central banks. No single country can freeze funds, reverse payments, or manipulate exchange rates. The system is mathematically neutral. This is why American banks are quietly panicking. For decades, they profited from the inefficiency of international transfers. They
Right.
charged fees for currency conversion, held deposits for days to earn interest, and collected billions in processing costs. The BRICS.
Do anybody on here have any questions about the monetary system? Anybody have any questions about the monetary system? Let me see what you said. I've never met a woman that regretted keeping her child. Yeah, but I have met plenty that regret getting them. Yeah, absolutely. Morgan, you're on top of it, man. You're on top of it. You're on top of it. Absolutely. 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 Because that's not an easy decision to make. It's a terrible decision. Anybody have any questions on the monetary system? Anybody have any questions about the BRICS system? Anybody have any questions about the new payment system that they're implementing? What I think that America should do is, for number one, stop bullying other countries. That's the first thing they got to stop doing. That bullying stuff is not working. It's not working. And then what they do is, after they get the bullying under control, then you tell them that we have a better system than they got. You can't have a club. It's just like being in a relationship with a woman at your house, right? And you are constantly shouting at her, saying, "You get in there and you cook me something to eat. You cook my breakfast and you make sure you cook my dinner." Talking to her like a dog. Just being mean. But you're being mean to control her to stay there with you. But eventually she's going to leave you. Same thing. Kristen, what's happening? Say pro-choice, okay. So how can we cushion ourselves for this collapse? Well, for number one, you need to join my membership. I'm doing, for everybody that don't know, that just came on here, I have a members channel. My channel here on YouTube is monetized. So if you join my membership, I'm going to be doing wealth building videos, okay? That will show you what stocks and stuff to invest in and how should we prepare for the economic collapse. Because when it happens, one side, there's going to be people that's going to do well. Very few people is going to do well. And then most of the people is not going to do, they're going to be wiped out completely. But if you know where to invest and where to be when that times happen, you will survive. So far, I got 4 people. I got 3 people. I got Eric, JD, and Dave. He just joined today. So make sure y'all join, man. And that's why I'm doing these money. I know this stuff sounds very boring. I know it does. Don't worry. We will be talking about the girls and things like that. I do talk about the women that in Colombia and Brazil and all that type of stuff. I mean, I like to have fun too, but I think this is really more important than to be talking about the clock tower and talking about how many women I'm dating and all that. No, I mean it's okay, but I want you guys to have something tangible. Okay, I want you all to be able to look back. Okay, this is 2025. They say 2035, passed by 10 years. I want you to see that, wow, look what I have accomplished within these 10 years. Wow, look what I have accomplished this year. So let me tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all something. This is really crazy. Let me tell you, this is really crazy. And this is the reason why I'm doing this, because I'm 61 years old. I'll be 62. Actually, technically, next year I'll be eligible for Social Security. But I don't believe most of you guys are young on here. Some of y'all in your 30s, some of y'all in your 40s. I don't think Social Security gonna be around when you guys get my age. I don't think it's gonna be here. So you gotta start thinking of other ways of obtaining wealth. Okay? And that's why I'm playing this, talking about the monetary system, about the breaks. Because let me tell you something. Right now, the United States dollar is the reserve currency. Most of all trade that's done in the world is done in dollars. But what's happening is there is a revolution that's happening. If the dollar disappears, if it's no longer the reserve currency, oh my goodness, oh wow. That means that we don't have countries that want to purchase U.S. Treasury bonds. If nobody wants to buy our bonds, that means that we can't sustain our debt. Yeah, now, but when? Yeah, right. Morgan, you feel like you're the only one. Yeah, we are easy. Yeah, we are. But everybody needs to join my wealth videos so we can come together and figure this out. How we gonna get them? Because I want to be retired. I want to, like right now, I should be in Colombia right now. I should be there. I should be there with Cookie for Christmas, but I can't. And guess whose fault is that? It's my fault because I didn't prepare myself. But you guys are young, man. When you get 40, 50, 60 years old, you could be living your best life. You could be living your best life. But the problem is we don't know what condition the dollar is going to be in. We don't know. That's why I do these type of videos. I know they sound boring. I know y'all like to. I know people on YouTube like to be entertained with gossip and with girls, and this is going on in Sasua. These two people are fighting each other, and this working girl, she charged me this, but she didn't give me a. That's Don't get me wrong. I talk about things like that on this channel sometimes. I do. I actually do. But it's not going to do nothing for your kids. Nothing. Nobody knows the future. That's right. But I could guarantee you, tell you, there will be a collapse. It's going to happen for sure. It just matters when it's going to happen. I appreciate you, brother. I wish somebody would tell, you know what, if somebody would have told me about the monetary system when I was 20 years old, I'd be rich. I'll be rich. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. At the age of 20, let me tell you this, and this is true. At the age of 20, I would have invested $35 a week in the S&P 500, Standard & Poor's. We could discuss all that in the videos. If I would have invested $35 a week, just 35 a week, in the S&P 500, at this age, I would have been a millionaire. I'd be waving y'all. I would be in Colombia right now, Christmas, with Cookie right now at this minute. We'll be at that resort right now. Say, hey, y'all, Merry Christmas. Yeah. This hard times is here, yeah. People are losing their jobs. People are getting laid off. And you got to have a backup plan, man. Because those women, they don't care absolutely nothing about you. They don't care enough. I want you guys to have something tangible. Tangible. Something that you can look at and say, oh, I own this. I control this. If I sit here and tell you about how much you could pay for working girls at the clock tower, that's not going to help you. It's not. If I sit here and tell you that you can get a better deal by paying this deal and all this stuff, talking about working girls and all that stuff, that's not going to do nothing for you. Let me tell you guys a story. I'm going to tell you this. And then I'm going to leave this live. I was working at this facility. Make sure y'all pay attention to this. I was working at this facility, and there was a woman there with her husband. The husband was waiting on to have some type of surgical procedure. But the husband had dementia. I don't know if y'all know what that is. Dementia is when you become to the point where you don't remember anything. You lose your cognitive functions. You don't remember who nobody is. Some of them get to the point where they can't feed themselves. They can't do nothing for themselves. They don't remember anybody. There's something similar what Bruce Willis is dealing with right now. He has frontal lobe dementia. Okay? And I was talking to the wife, and the wife said, before he became this way, he used to take me dancing every weekend. He was a great dancer, a great ballroom dancer. That's what she said. And he was really good to her during the times before he got ill. You fast forward 25, 30 years later, he can't do nothing for himself. He can't feed himself. He can't take care of himself. His wife is there taking care of him now. Alzheimer's, there you go. So what I'm telling you guys, you don't know what the future holds. We don't know. But let me ask you a question. Those mangoes, those working girls at the clock tower, when that happens to you, do you think they're going to carry you? Do you think they're going to do anything for you or something like that happens to you? Because let me tell you something, Bruce Willis, y'all know who he is, the movie star. Bruce Willis that did Die Hard, all that, he has frontal lobe dementia. He's at a point right now that he does not know who anybody is. And guess who's taking care of him? Now the wife, now this is what I heard from TMZ. The current wife that he was with, she took him in for a while, but then it got too much that she put him into a nursing home, but it was a good nursing home. Because he can't take care of himself. He can't do anything. Here it is, 20 years ago, he was on the big screen chasing bad guys. Now he's at a point where he can't take care of himself. He's relying on others to take care of him. But check this out. This is what I'm trying to tell you. The current wife that he was with put him in a nursing home. But his ex-wife, Demi Moore, came and got him. Said, I'm not going to leave him in the nursing home. I'm going to take him home with me. But what I'm trying to tell you, what's really helping him is the decisions that he made years ago of being with the right female. That when this time happened, that he has somebody there to take. Because let me tell you something, those gold diggers, those clock tower women, those type of girls ain't going to do absolutely nothing for you. They're going to leave you to die. Right, but he made good decisions. And you remember I told you about the guy at the medical facility? He made a good decision about the woman that he was with. He treated her good. And now she's there for him when he's in that stage. So what I'm telling you, we don't know what, so what I'm telling you all, everyone on this live, is that we have to prepare for the future. We have to. We have to prepare for the future. There you go. Yep. Because let me tell you something. I was sick 2 weeks ago. I was so freaking sick. I had that prostate surgery, and I was in so much pain. I was, man, I couldn't sleep all night. The pain was so bad, I had spasms that I couldn't sleep. I would try to lay down, relax, and feel that spasm come over me or wake me right up. When I drift off to sleep, the pain would just come. See, that's why I work hard for my wife and family now. Yes, she was there for me when I had absolutely nothing to offer her. That's what I'm talking about. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You have something tangible. That's tangible. Those are tangible things. Let's see. Okay. All right. There's a lot of people leaving this live today. Okay. I enjoy everybody here. Please like and subscribe to my channel, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this this live tonight. I hope y'all got something out of it. And like I said, don't forget to join the membership for the wealth building classes. Well, I'm not classes, but videos. And like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an economist. I'm just going to show you some things that I'm doing on Robinhood. That's the platform I use. So if any of you all don't have a platform, if you do join Robinhood, just make sure you tell them you use me as a referral, okay? And let me know when you do it. Okay? Or if you use E-Trade, if you use Moomoo, if you use some other brokerage account, that is fine. Okay? Morgan, it's so good talking to you, man. I learned a lot from you today. Morgan Chandler. Okay. You did a good job, man. When I get my StreamYard back, maybe I can have you come in as a guest or something. But I had to disconnect the StreamYard. It just wasn't. It was costing too much. I'm not making enough on this channel to be paying for a subscription like that. It's just too much. So I just hope you guys got something out of this live stream today. Okay. All right. Let me see. Today's the 22nd. I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I love every last one of you all. Willie Brown again. Thank you for the super chat again, and thank everybody for your support. Let me see what else. Eric, thank you very much for joining the membership. Thank you very much, Dave, for joining the membership. JD, thank you for joining the membership. Some of y'all say y'all going to do it. Okay. So remember my Instagram is Tony M as in Mary, A as in Apple, Tony MA 40. Okay. That's what it is. Someone that is through it all and not just because you're winning. Absolutely. Absolutely, Marcus. Okay, guys. God bless. I'll see you all on the next live. And Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas. Be safe out there. Peace.